Hey, whack people. This is the OCT, Octavius Haye, and I want to thank you for tuning in to our page today. We greatly appreciate it. If you are listening to the podcast, you can also find it on Podbean. The link will be in the description. And if you listen to our music, you can also listen on SoundCloud and DatPiff. Both links will be in the description also. And as always, please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so you're informed every time we drop new content. Now enjoy this whack wisdom. I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast, yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack to me,
yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast, yeah.
We talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now.
Whack crew, hey, what it do? Whack crew, hey, whack crew, hey, up in here, what it do? Yeah. What it is, E. You already know it's that wackiverse. So I had to go and crack
It's our wackiversary.
Off top, that's this. Yeah, nothing
It's our wackiversary.
Whack shit. It's been a year up in this kid.
It's our
Fucking
wackiversary.
that whack wisdom and shit. Getting lit,
It's our
yeah.
wackiversary.
Yeah, whack with it, yeah.
Yeah, hey, whack,
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 whack.
Hey,
Yeah.
1 year, baby.
It's been a year.
1 year anniversary. Thank y'all so much.
Man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Chill.
Yeah. Yes. Whole lot of woes. A whole lot of foes and the peoples who tune in every week. Hello. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for tuning in and listening to us as you do every week. I hope everything's amazing for everybody. I am the Honorable OCT Octavius Haye, along with my co-host, the Ubulent E-Rob.
Okay.
And you are listening to a very special episode of the WACCast podcast because it is our 1 year anniversary. So E, every episode asks how you doing. This episode I'm gonna say happy anniversary, brother.
Oh man, thank you. Doing great.
Where my happy anniversary?
Good you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you too. No, it really is a big milestone, man. People get into these and it's here and gone, but the consistency, you got to keep that stuff going, man.
Yeah, now definitely, man. We've been for the most part consistent with. We've taken some breaks. Sometimes things happen. We got to stop for a second, but we keep coming with it. Keep promoting it. And keep staying up to date on topics. Neither one of us is really that much up to date on topics, so we got to force ourselves. Going through shade rooms, Akademiks, YouTube, Baller Alert, No Jumper. Just looking at everything. Finding topics for y'all. The Breakfast Club. We find them, man. And for the people that have been enjoying it, thank you, and we love it so much for enjoying us and the good feedback we get. You got anything else to say, E, about this right now?
Yeah, man, it's just a great thing. I feel like it helps me to just be more social and ready to just talk on whatever comes up, whatever the world hits us with, whatever we have a platform and a space to speak freely,
Most definitely, man. So, first year in the can, a lot of things learned. We're open for even bigger second year. A lot of changes are gonna have to, I'm hoping for, bigger numbers. Me, getting better with the promotions. Trying to be more engaging on social media and stuff with, with people who follow us and, comments that we do get. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for this next year. What you looking for this next year?
It's more growth, more improvement, and just when I look back and reflect, if we make it to another 2, like man, it's even more just crisp, more just coming with it, you know. It's more
whacking it,
more whacking it, putting more whack in it.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So again, it's been great doing this show with you, E. It's been great talking about this stuff. A lot of the stuff I probably wouldn't even known about if we hadn't been doing this podcast. So that's been fun. Me going on my whack rants has been fun. Yeah. You dodging questions has been fun. And all of the above, man. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to do this.
All for the better. I'm like, I really love you for that, and it just makes us all both even just more equipped, man, for whatever comes next, man. Whatever comes next. Big thing.
Man, I love you too, man. Let's get it. With that being said, E, man, are you ready to talk whack today? Let's talk whack to him.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, geez, Louise, man, what a week this has been for hip hop and streets and snitching and bloods and podcasts and everything. So it all started. Really, let's go back to the beginning. It all started with the Wack father himself, Wack 100. He tweeted out or put on Instagram, put on social media somewhere that he wanted to do an interview with 6ix9ine and told Akademiks to put it together. Now, Akademiks, at around the same time, this new podcast was starting up. He had been teasing a little bit, saying something was happening. So, podcast officially was announced. Going to be on Spotify, the announcement date. And as his first episode, he decided to take Wack up on his offer and do the podcast with Wack 100 and 6ix9ine talking to each other, with Akademiks kind of being a moderator, standing in the background a little bit. So they had the podcast, and of course, the internet had opinions on it. And so let's just kind of get into, I guess, the basics of what was being said by both sides, and then we'll discuss it. So on Wack's side, his whole point was that he didn't look at 6ix9ine as a snitch because he didn't look at 6ix9ine as a gangster in the streets. He looked at him as somebody who just some street dudes, worked with for money, used for money, and that they took it too far by letting him get involved in the criminal activity because they knew he wasn't really about that life. Now, on 6ix9ine's point, 6ix9ine is saying, well, he got to be gangster because all these men came to him, he funded all these men, he paid these dudes, and I guess he's saying he was selling drugs or shooting at people and ordering his, he's doing all this stuff, that he was doing engaging in all this street activity as like the boss, and he feel like he is gangster. Now, I guess, and also Wack says he feel like 6ix9ine wasn't gangster because he really wasn't broken into the gang. They just kind of brought him in. He didn't have to do nothing to prove that he was gangster, like fight nobody or shoot nobody, stuff like that. So I guess based off of that, before we even go any further, E, what you thinking?
I guess they let him in. I don't think that's his fault right there. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that makes him a civilian?
He's saying he's a civilian. You know what I mean? 6ix9ine was saying he's not on that like that, right?
But he was saying he was gangster at first too. He said I want to be a civilian because y'all street laws is stupid.
I just think they wanted him to be the face. Whatever their organization, you talk all this shit, and we'll I guess give you protection or something like that and allow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
just over time, all of that has led to where we're at now, which is like people's checking, is he really blood or is it really this? And all the checks start to come out, especially from these other street guys who just don't like that, or the rainbow hair's getting to them, or this just wouldn't last where I'm at in my hood and stuff like that,
Yeah, but the thing is, so like now it's kind of becoming a debate: is he a snitch or is he a civilian? So he's not snitching. And where do you fall on that? As far as with him, do you think that he was a snitch, or do you think that he's a civilian and so it shouldn't count as snitching? It's him doing the right thing. But then at the same time, he was engaging in these activities. So it's not like he just was like just minding his own business.
Well, I guess the facts are on the table. He talked to the
feds,
the cops, right? So he already talked to them, so he gave them information. So by definition, I feel like, by a street definition now, you know what I mean? You are, but by a non-street definition, because maybe he's not a street guy now, because now he's kind of pulling back from that with this. Maybe it's not. I did what's good for my family, and he basically played a civilian now.
I mean, yeah, but we're talking about before that. Was he a civilian when he snitched? Do you think he was a civilian?
I feel like he really became that now.
But you don't think he was before?
if you were, whatever kind of street thing you had, you lost a lot of stuff by doing this. You know what I mean? At least I feel like a hardened street person who's only looking from the outside in, I feel like he lost a lot of his street cred from that.
Well, that's not up for debate. So of course, yes, 6ix9ine lost a lot of his street cred when he snitched. But when he informed the police, when he became an informant for the police. But the actual conversation is, was he street to begin with? Or was he just a dude who they just hung out with because he had the money? And if that was the case, if he was just somebody hung out because he had the money, is that considered snitching? That's like, if you just have friends who do stuff, or you just happen to grow up in the hood, but you're not about that life, and something happened, you might be like, hey, somebody stole my car, I'm about to call the police. I'm not about to go shoot nobody about this. Call the police. That's some people wouldn't consider that snitching. A lot of people wouldn't consider that snitching. And that's what Wack's point was. Like, I don't think that you really of that street life. You just was a young dude who was trying to make it. And they let you use their brand, but it was just fun for you. It wasn't like the real grind, getting dirty. It was like fun. I can use this. I can throw up some signs, whatever, and make money.
Basically inside of rap. You know what I mean? Because you gotta just, I guess, it's the rap stuff and then street stuff that's attached to the rap game, you know what I mean? And I think that's where the issues or what even comes in at. So act like you're not really street, and I think that's where the divide is right there.
See, for me, I don't know, because I don't know if he is or isn't.
Yeah.
That's a hard conversation. I understood what Wack was saying, and I got where Wack was coming from as far as him saying he doesn't consider him a snitch because he doesn't think that he was really a gangster. He wasn't really a part. He said he wasn't really a blood. He just was like an associate. He was affiliated with somebody. He knew bloods, but he wasn't really into that. He's a character. He's playing a part. That's what Wack said. To a degree, I agree with that. But the only thing I would have a problem is that, well, like 6ix9ine said himself, he was actually engaging in criminal activity. He may not have been killing nobody, but he shot at people. And he orchestrated hits, and he said he was selling drugs or breaking it up and bagging it or something like that, he was saying. Or at least he was helping with distributing it and maybe funding the funds to distribute that stuff wherever it had to go. But he said he was really living the stuff he was talking about.
So it seems like the people in his hoods had allowed it, you know what I mean? And so maybe that wouldn't fly on the west side and stuff, but there, it seems like he got it, and he can hold his street, whatever. He can hold one on there.
Well, I just think that, my life, I got a lot of family in the streets, past and present, that's still active and some that's not. And they always say, like, what separates for them is, it's not about, because, my family, I got a lot of gang member families, but I also got just a lot of family members who just sell drugs and stuff. Not necessarily really about the gang stuff, but more about the making the money part, especially as they get older. But and they say it's really about, like, if you go to do dirt with somebody knowingly that's what you finna do with that person, and then you get caught up, that's not right for you to tell on them because you intended to do that. You just snitching out because you got caught. But they've also always said, like, if you didn't have no plan, like somebody got in your car, you was giving them a ride, and they end up having like a gun on them or some drugs, and they get caught, well, you in your right to tell, because that ain't nothing to do with you. You was just being nice. You had nothing to do with that. So from my point, just from the lessons I've been taught, it's always been about, if you in on it, you shouldn't be snitching. But if you're not in on it, then it's your right to snitch, because really the person should stand up and be like, yo, he ain't got nothing to do with this. That's my stuff.
I think what makes this such a fascinating interview is the fact that we have Wack 100 just checking, asking questions that a lot of the street folk even want to know. Like, is he gangster? Is he whatever? Nobody just sits down and just has that, because a lot of the times it's trolling, it's yelling, it's argumenting, and you don't really have that sit down and the real, like, let's see what he's really thinking. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is what Akademiks platform has offered.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because he said this is probably not going to be the format for the rest of the show. This was just for this one thing, just because all the stars fell in alignment. It just so happened as he was getting a new show, Wack wanted to do this. So he said it might be more just like a topic, like how we do just discuss stuff more than so the interviews. But who knows? Maybe the success of this might make him change it. He's probably had more episodes. I haven't watched any of them or listened to them. If he has, I haven't even looked to see if they are.
I feel like he's doing the Birdman hand rub just on the middle. Like I
man,
got the
work for him.
content now. I ain't even mad at him.
It worked for him. It sparked the whole thing. One thing I would say, I was surprised that 6ix9ine was getting loud like that with Wack. I did not expect him to still have that same hype energy. He was getting loud and stuff. I mean, Wack really wasn't tripping off of him, but I was surprised. I will say it was two good things that Wack said. One thing or two other good things I haven't brought up yet. One thing was he talked about how 6ix9ine, in reference, or I guess as an example to 6ix9ine, he brought up Tupac and said that Tupac really wasn't in the streets. He was a revolutionary. So when he stepped up to Orlando Anderson at the nightclub and punched him out, a real street nigga dude would have known you got to end that dude because that's a real killer. And if you just gonna hit him, he not gonna let that go. But since Pac was a revolutionary dude, he just like, I'm finna just stomp this dude out. And not thinking of the further consequences, and he says he blamed the rest of Death Row and all them other gangsters that was with him, the mob that was with him, Mob Piru that was with him for not really saying, well, we gotta end this dude. And he connected that to 6ix9ine by saying like, you just this dude and all that stuff. You don't know the rules and regulations. You think you're a gangster, but when somebody touch you, you're not going to get them. You looking at everybody like, why you ain't do nothing yet? He's like, if something happened to me and my people ain't doing nothing, I'm just gonna get up and do it myself. And that comment, like, yeah, I get what he was saying. So I don't know from that standpoint, I understand where Wack is coming from, but I still can't look at 6ix9ine as just a civilian, even though he talked about he was kidnapped by people and dude messed with his baby moms. I get that.
How much affiliation to us? Like, you're a little bit more than the average nigga off the streets. All right, you done seen some shit. You done know some shit.
Yeah, you telling them to go shoot people. You shooting guns. So I don't know. I don't want to go against the Wack father because I know much respect and love to the Wack father. One of LA's finest. But I don't think it's that simple because of how much he was involved in the actual criminal. It wasn't like he was hanging with him. From his own admission, he was doing stuff with him. He was participating in a illegal activity. So that's a little bit more than just being a homie or being affiliated.
Try to backtrack now.
But I don't think. But he wasn't backtracking. He was really going like, I am. It was Wack. Only reason why he said he a civilian is because he said because after Wack explained all this stuff, he's like, well, if that's what being a gangster is, and I ain't no gangster, because that's stupid. But he said he didn't even say he's civilian. He said he's a real nigga or a real man or a real one or something like that. So that's what his point of what that was. But anyway, so all of this brought it to Clubhouse because it was so much. People had so much to say that Wack was like, all right, I'm gonna get on Clubhouse, invite 6ix9ine out. We're gonna talk to people, answer questions. It was such an outroar this interview, and Wack's take on it. He's not a snitch, and people thinking that Wack is being cool with him. So, first line of drama that that brought out 21 Savage. Wack had heard from somebody, I forgot what he said, that 21 that was mad about him talking to 6ix9ine, so he addressed it. 21 called him lame. Wack said, he said, 21 called him lame for agreeing with the snitch. I think Wack was kind of not understanding what he was saying because Wack kept talking about talking to him. And he was like, I ain't tripping on you talking to him. It's about you agreeing with him. Eventually, he got heated enough. He was like, I ain't gonna play no kumbaya. I ain't Wack. And that's when Wack had it. He was like, hey man, we was in the same room. You would have that energy. 21 said, here, man, that's cap. Right he said, yeah, that's cap, man, on my mama. And after that, Wack proceeded to go off. He said he not even gonna ball up his fist. He gonna slap him when he see him. He just a rapper. He'll beat his little bitty ass. He had a lot to say, man. So what you think about the Wack 21 beef and him threatening 21?
So first, he can't agree with somebody. This is just a belief thing. Like, mad if another man agrees with another
with
man.
A snitch. What 21 considers a snitch. What you think?
Man, yeah, all these different perspectives of what street is, what a snitch is. Where the book at to define these things, man. Ain't no book, but they don't know what. Everybody has a different perspective on what's going on. You can't agree with him, so now I can't talk to him or anything. I'm automatically lame because I'm talking to him and really trying to understand this whole thing a little more. I just don't agree with that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that either. Saying you can't agree. You can agree with a snitch. You can agree on something. Just because they snitch don't mean everything they say is wrong from now on. They just did something wrong to you, but or they did something wrong that they did something that you think was wrong. But
I also believe you can learn something from everybody. So just shutting yourself off to people, and not even trying to hear anything they gotta say. I don't think that's a right way to gain even greater perspective and see the best way to move things.
Yeah, right now, 21 said, well, Wack was like, well, why you was talking to him? If you got that much of a problem with him, you wouldn't even talk to somebody that long. If you be on the phone with somebody for that long, over half an hour, if you got a problem, he was like, I got on the phone with him because I want to fight. Now, but when Wack was talking about he wanted to fight, don't seem like 21 had that same energy. Now, do you think he was scared?
So that makes it feel cloudish. Like you want to get on club, you want to make the scene, a digital internet scene, not even a real in life scene. It's a spectacle for the internet now. That's what it becomes.
But do you think 21 was scared?
Scared?
Scared of Wack. Wack a big dude. He not tall, but he buff.
He stopped talking like he was.
He said he was scared. he said I'm already scared now, but he probably just was. I know he was just playing. But still though, I ain't gonna front, bro. I mean, 21 Savage does not want to go fist fighting with Wack 100. That's a huge weight difference, bro. Like, I don't care how. I believe that 21 Savage is tough. I don't believe that 21 Savage is scary. And I do believe that 21 Savage will bust his guns. But
in this celebrity boxing era, it can be done. You know what I'm saying? When Blueface just get in the ring with somebody, if they really want to throw, you really about that. It can happen.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's a big difference in weight class, man. So I don't think that he got that, man. I don't think that he could take him. Maybe he'll have to shoot him. They're gonna shoot that dude. It was kind of fun. I know a lot of people was irritated, but it was kind of funny hearing 6ix9ine in the background. Yeah, Wack, yeah. He said, "Yo, 21, you want me to set it up?"
It's the instigating it.
That's why I'm like, you can't take this dude serious. Like,
just to troll people. Jesus is having his moment.
He's trolling, bro.
He's
like, why are we? I wouldn't even have like a real conversation with this dude because it's not even nothing serious. It's just games.
And that's probably what was really getting.
I just laugh him off.
That's probably really pissing 21 off, low key.
But just laugh him off or ignore him. But like, they be going people get so frustrated with this dude. It's like, why? Just do you, and if you ignore him, he'll go away. He live off the drama.
His shit, man. You don't even realize it.
And speaking of drama and what you alluded to earlier, celebrity boxing, on the podcast it was discussed, and then they discussed it further on the Clubhouse thing that happened. 6ix9ine and Blueface, it's a planned fight between the two of them. 6ix9ine said he not fighting for less than $20 million. Wack said he'll set it up on the podcast. On Clubhouse, pretty much seemed like everything is ready together, but the paperwork signed. So, and then they even had a little back and forth with each other about what they was gonna do. 6ix9ine, well, Blueface told him he better get training. 6ix9ine said, I don't need to train. You just a tall, skinny little thing, but it ain't gonna be nothing. I don't know, man. What you think for happening, man?
Blueface got one win, don't he? He got one under his belt. You got one, bro.
You think it's over? You think this is the fight that Blueface should risk? If he get knocked out by 6ix9ine, it's probably a wrap.
Hey, I was feeling the same way about Floyd. If Floyd gets knocked out by this dude, you better not let it happen. You know what I mean?
Rap. That's that Queen Latifah and set it off about to die in the car rap, bro.
You know he's gonna hold on to that one. I knock Blueface. He's gonna have
a cigarette.
He probably had a camera rolling the whole time, ready to do his video. Ready to do another video to troll.
He gonna probably be recording the video. He probably gonna record the music video in the behind backstage, and then show him leading up to the ring, the knockout, and then have him come back and record some more. Man. I can see him doing something like that.
You just better not lose. You take this fight, you better get him.
Blueface, you better get him, man. But I don't know. Blueface, he beat the other dude, so we'll see. That was another thing. It was just a lot of stuff a lot of side beef that like kind of spewed off from this. You know what I'm saying? So like that happened, but they was already about to. Well, no, that's all pretty much was set up. It's all pretty much was set up on the podcast, and then on Clubhouse, it was that fight between scheduled fight or planned fight, I should say, between 6ix9ine and Blueface. Another thing that came out of this, which I was caught off guard by, but not surprised given the history, was how Jim Jones was brought into it. Now, people remember Jim Jones when it came out that there was like this racketeering case against the 9 Trey gang members, and 6ix9ine and them. There was an audio leak, from a tape of Jim Jones pretty much, in code, trying to be coded about it, but saying they had to violate. They did say that on the tape. They said they got to violate 6ix9ine, super violate. I do say super violate. And 6ix9ine brought up the point where how come Jim Jones was never brought in for that? That was putting pretty much orchestrating a hit on 6ix9ine, or saying he had to be taken care of. And Wack was like, yeah, that did happen, and wasn't really giving no opinion of it, just saying like, yeah, that did happen. There is video, or there is audio of that. Now, Jim Jones responded by, I guess, getting the dude, was it Mel Metro or something like that, getting the blood, one of the bloods that 6ix9ine was talking about he took care of, that Jim Jones didn't take care of, and he had him on the phone from prison, and he was just, pretty much cursing out Wack, talking about 6ix9ine, saying forget them. So then Wack came out and responded and said, for you to go call a dude in prison when you out, and he in there, that's pussy, and he said, what about them gun charges you had that went away? You need to explain that while you trying to come at me. So now it's kind of opened up a whole nother beef. And once again, Wack with the line, you just a rapper.
Lots of allegations.
He
right
like,
here.
you just a rapper. You ain't even really do that stuff that you with them other dudes. So, it's just a rapper line being thrown out again. So what you think about that? You think Jim Jones snitching?
Man, this is a whole nother segment almost, ain't it? But like Wack, just going at him. Like, I feel like this was nothing but a response. We need the big homies to hear. We want to hear from who even led 6ix9ine in, just some perspective from there anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is good to kind of see that, because just like, oh, I'm this and that. Is he? You know what I'm saying? Does he really take care of you? Right from the horse's mouth or something like that. See what he said.
That's what he said. But do you think that Jim Jones is snitch? That's what I asked you.
I feel like it's on the table, right?
I mean, the only thing that's on the table is that he did stuff and nothing happened to him. No, I don't know if there's any paperwork saying that he snitched, but it is weird. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's a logical explanation for it that we just don't know. But yeah, just off of what we do have, it is kind of how come you never was brought in?
The East-West thing, just constant. It's gotta have some kind of divide going on, huh? Like they find it. I feel like they go and find it on each other.
This is the new East Coast West Coast war.
It's there, isn't it? It's like they find it.
And South
they
too.
Keep digging up dirt on each other,
And South too, because
21 in this.
Yeah, Wack said he'll go to Atlanta. He said he was like, when you come to LA? And Twin was like, I'm in Atlanta. He said we could do that too. I was like, oh yeah, dang. So he said when he see him, he gonna knock him out, man. So 21, just stay clear where Wack is. And keep it safe, everybody. Final question, E. Do you feel like this is all Ack's fault?
Akademiks just in the background hitting that hand rub. Like, yeah.
Do you feel like this is all this drama that's come from this? You think it's Ack's fault?
This is. Do you think? I think it's a. You think I could think it's a conspiracy?
Yes.
To get Ack content up. So yeah, look how much he has to talk about. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, look how much he has to talk about. He really ain't said much of nothing as far as like why he was in it. He really did. He was there. He orchestrated, and he just kind of fell back and let it go.
Right.
Do y'all think?
For some reason, I'm not mad at it this time. What if it's not like, man, Ack strong, but like, man, I'm getting a lot of insights and a lot of perspectives that I wouldn't have normally got. Just keep being a mediator, and I hope you keep your neutrality on this, man.
Well, I'm an Ack defender, so I will never blame Ack. Well, not never, but I'm gonna be objective, because everybody wants to get mad at Akademiks, and they even talked about that.
He's had his moments of instigation, getting some shit riled up, But I don't think this time it was already there. He was just.
Yeah, I don't blame him for this. He's like he's a blogger. He's media. He don't talk about private stuff. He talk about public stuff. So don't put your stuff out in public if you don't want him and all the other gossip sites to talk about it. Because newsflash, he ain't the only one. And if he stopped today, people would just go to somebody else, and that would be the new person y'all hate. So get out of here with that, man. Go at TMZ first, then go to that. Try to cancel TMZ. Go at them white shows first, then go to that. Cause y'all let Harvey and them do y'all any type of way. Y'all ain't out there trying to fight Harvey, calling him a cancer, whatever. But that's fine.
Toxic. You know it goes.
Yeah, man. But E, you got anything more to say about all of this stuff? Any other jewels or gems?
Keep it 100. Keep it Wack.
Yeah, definitely always. Wack father, much love. Alright, so I figured this show was gonna be mostly or be all about this, which it was, because it was just so much to talk about. I feel like we even had to kind of skip. I just had to kind of ignore some things for this, because it's a lot. It's a lot that happened after this topic. But just two real quick things before we go. Nas had dropped a new album, King's Disease 2. I really loved it. I think I liked it more than the first one. A lot of good gems on there. The one with Eminem, I know a lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, M killed him." I don't agree. I think M came hard at the end of it, but I think Nas was dropping hella harder bars. He just was slower than him.
If you don't like
I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna let you go. But yeah, I like the Death Row. The first 3 songs was really good. The closer was really good. Nas just in rare form. You know, still able to talk about the Queensbridge days. We'll talk about what he's doing today. Just really love the album. E, go ahead, your takes, man. We have a little bit of back and forth.
Yeah, so really like the Sunday brunch song. Really like the Place to Be Nobody. Like you said, it's just Nas being Nas, and he's just showing how he's the shit for ages. You know what I'm saying? It's timeless flow. They just put on an old Nas and put on this Nas today, and it's like seamless. And you don't be aging. It's when you in rap. And as far as the Eminem goes, if you don't like the Eminem flow, like when he just kind of, I don't know, he's spitting fast, what he's saying, I don't even know. It's the Eminem-ish, bro. I can't even really. I understand not liking it though. Like,
I didn't say I don't like it.
No,
I'm just saying.
It hits it coming listening to Nas. Okay, now listening to the M, I understand it. Like, oh man, it ain't the clash almost, the clash of styles. But I feel like that's almost what this was about. You know what I mean? Let me get the goats who are here right now who I can still be on the track with. Because even on the Death Row East, he's like, I can't do none of this stuff with Pac anymore. And I had it planned to do that, but let me just do what I can right now. You know?
Right.
So just on some legacy things, I thought that was cool to have.
Nah, definitely. But yeah, The Pressure was a great way to start it. Then Death Row E was hard. 40 Side was hard. EPMD 2 was hard. Rare, I really enjoyed that. That YKTV, I thought YG came correct. YG was like, I'm on an album with Nas, I gotta come hard. Miss Lauryn Hill really did her thing and Nobody. She went off on everybody about her being late. And just, you know, just kind of went in on people. Really good stuff, man. And then of course, you know, Nas is good, the last song. Overall, really great album. Really had a good time with that. You got anything else to say about the album, E?
Just refreshing and needed for the culture, man. Hip hop, what are we rapping for? And even, I guess it's just that New York Times. Just when Jadakiss thing happened last week, and then this came. It's just, oh man.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, definitely. That's probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna play that more than I did the first one. Now, also in music, Tory Lanez, he dropped a slight response. It was a response, but it wasn't the whole song. It was his new song, When It's Dark. Had a part in there where he responded to Cassidy's dissing him. Made fun of him for making music with R. Kelly. Saying only thing he got to offer is some Smack DVDs and his legacy ain't nothing. Pretty much going in on him. Thought it was a cool little jab, you know, whatever. I think Tory Lanez is done with this. Cassidy might respond. And maybe if it's really good, Tory will respond. But for the most part, it felt like he was just like, I throw you a little something. It was cool. What you thought?
What are you doing, Cassidy? You might as well come get him back. That was enough to elicit another response. Tell him it was a little bit late and just get him back, you know?
Yo, what'd he say? I'll take a nigga flow now with her. Something like that. And with. I copy a nigga flow and with. Something like that. I was like, hey, claim what you claiming, bro. Ain't that what Cassie mad at? Yeah. Claim what you claiming, bro. Whatever now with. Made it a hot line, I made it a hot song, nigga.
Get him back, Cass. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see if that continues on. Like I said, I feel like Tory, since he didn't do a whole song, he might not be really tripping off of it. Or if he do, he may never do a whole song. He may just if Cassidy responds, he may just always do like little disses here and there in songs, which is cool. I like those too.
Yeah, just sneaking the subliminals in his own. Just keep releasing music, but then keep having those subliminals.
Yeah, you know, you never know. So yeah, that's other stuff that happened. Again, this was pretty much just the week of WACC, 6ix9ine, and Akademiks. And who knows if there'll be more? Probably will be. Just seeing all the different players involved in this with 6ix9ine. I'm sorry, with 21, Jim Jones, Blueface, and whoever else decides they want to come in. Whoever else feels some type of way about this, whatever else this might do. But yeah, just a good week in hip hop. A lot of interesting stories. Hopefully we'll have more. We'll give you an update as they come. And you got anything to say about today before we go?
Nah.
Okay, well then, if that's all for today, thank you so much everybody for tuning in and listening. Once again, this is our 1 year anniversary. We have been doing this for 1 year, and we're hoping to get you guys another year being bigger, badder, and whacker. So,
Indeed.
we hope that you tune in next week to take in more of our whack wisdom. And this is the WACCast podcast. We are whacking off.
Whack off.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to
the
me.
WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.